Welcome to the very first episode of Talking Randomly, where our topic will be get chosen at random. Now, I have to talk about that topic for a minimum of 8 minutes to a maximum of 10 minutes. Now, there's going to be a 5-second buffer. So if I talk about for 7 minutes and 55 seconds, well, it gets rounded up to 8 minutes. If I talk about that topic of 10 minutes and 5 seconds, well, it'll get round down to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to go to the topic random generator and see what topic I'm going to talk about in this very first episode. I'm here at the random topic picker. I'm going to see what topic are we going to be talking about. One. 127. So what topic is number 27? Cereal for dinner. Well, I don't really get up and have breakfast in the morning because one of the things that I do for my full-time job is that I'll get up at 6 a.m. And one of the things that I do to have breakfast is to pull into my local McDonald's drive-through and get myself a large flat white just to get some caffeine so I can just wake up for myself. But then again, sometimes that I understand why people would like to have cereal for dinner. And suppose cereal is really a breakfast food. And talking about breakfast, did you know that Kellogg's cornflakes was invented? So the guy Kellogg's believes that it will stop young men from masturbating. I don't exactly think so because us blokes are just, well, we just jerk off anything. So I remember when I was 13, 14, I used to get these Kellogg's and look at the lingerie section and basically just in the toilet fapping away. I mean, it's very efficient. I know that you're thinking about putting up with the smells, but it's the own personal smell. Now, sometimes that it's quite easy just to grab a box of cereal and just put it in. My favorite cereal is cornflakes, but especially with heaps of sugar or Wheat Bix. How many Wheat Bix can you do in a day? I think I used to have about 5 or 6 of them. And especially used to chop up some banana and it tastes really nice. But then again, as I said, that sometimes that you think, fuck me, man, I just don't want to, you work all day and you come home and you're thinking, fuck, what do I want to cook for dinner? And suppose, especially if you're single myself, is that you don't really want to cook a full meal. Like, you couldn't be bothered to get out the electric frying pan and then grab some steak and put it on the fucking sit there and cook it, man. You just, because you're fucked, you're fried, you're tired. And especially one of the things that they always talk about is decision fatigue. And that's why, because like you're making all these decisions all the time, every day, especially in your job, like, oh fuck, I got to get this project done. Should this be a priority? And one thing that you don't want to do is to fucking have cereal, or that you want cereal for the day. And suppose, and especially that if you don't have money to go and get takeaway. Now, why don't you just grab a bowl of cornflakes or Cocoa Pops or whatever and just pile it in, and you could just, it's a bowl. And also, it takes up a less time to clean up because you only clean up one fucking bowl, one spoon, and it's not like you have to do the whole dishes. You don't have to fucking sit there and cleaning up a fucking frying pans and saucepans and that. Because especially, I think these days is that how busy we are, especially with, what we're in late stage capitalism, is that we fucking, because things are so expensive these days and that you're constantly working and it's just, we don't have the time anymore. Especially when I remember I was listening to one of these Ramsey personalities. He basically was like reacting to this young woman doing a TikTok video. And she was complaining about how the fuck that she working her first full-time job, and she was like upset and complaining about this because, and this bloke was like, oh, it's just the way it is. It's just the way that society is, and this is what real life is all about. And I was just thinking, fuck me, she was complaining about the fact is that she has to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning to get to work at 8 a.m. and comes home about fucking 6 p.m. And it wasn't the fact that she wasn't whinging about having a job. All of us want to work. All of us wants to have a job. But she was complaining about the fact is that doesn't give her enough time to socialize, didn't get enough time to do the things, her hobbies, the things that she has to like. So basically, that she comes home on a train at 6 p.m. and that. Now, do you think that she would have time to cook a fucking meal for herself if she was living by herself, if she's a single lady? Maybe, and especially you look in the freezer and that going, oh, do I feel like sausages? Oh, what do I feel like? Oh, I couldn't be fucked to jump in my car to go and get some takeaway. Oh, fuck, I got rent due tomorrow. So maybe she would live on cereal. And she might go, oh, fuck it, I got some Fruit Loops in there. I'll just pour myself a bowl of Fruit Loops and sit in the fucking, and veg out and sitting on the fucking couch and just eating. I know it's not healthy, but that's the thing is, instead of old mate going, oh, wow, that's fucked up. The system's fucked up. Why is this? But he was like, no, but you got to have gumption, or why don't you move, and why don't you do this, move closer to your job? But it's like, because have expensive rent, it's not always an option these days. So yeah, I don't say that people, I understand completely why people would have cereal for breakfast. It was like I was listening to a podcast on Modern Wisdom with Chris Williamson, Louise Perry, and Bonnie Blue. Well, those who know that who Louise Perry is, she's basically an anti-porn, anti-sex work. That basically said that the sexual revolution was not a good idea. And they obviously had this porn star OnlyFans model called Bonnie Blue. And one of the things that she said, that the reason why she started OnlyFans because she wanted freedom. And she was talking about all the jobs, all the normal corporate jobs that they have. And it's just like, oh, basically you go to work for fucking 6 days a week and then, you have Sunday. You have Sunday off. And that's the thing that we don't have enough society. A lot of people don't seem to understand that we don't need to, it's that we don't have enough downtime, like to have a bit of a rest. Because at the moment, for my full-time job, is that I am on holidays because I just need a break, but I might still be working my second job doing deliveries. Yeah, I have 2 jobs. I'm one of the millions of tens of millions or even 100 millions of people that work 2 jobs in the world. So I'm not that special. I'm not that unique. But sometimes I wish, but I'm very fortunate enough that this very unit that I'm sitting in, that I actually have a mortgage, and it's because of my parents. And I'm very fortunate that my parents were able to afford to get the loan to be able to buy the the unit, and I'm able to use the equity that's built into it as a deposit. But anyway, in concluding on all of this, for cereal for breakfast, I understand that why people would have cereal for breakfast, because it's quite easy. It's something easy. You can do something to grab, and it's because of decision fatigue, because you'd be making decisions all day, and plus that we don't have enough time to cook meals all the time. Well, thank you for listening to the very first episode of Talking Randomly. If you like this series, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see what other random topic I'm going to be talking about.